Working Fans Podcast. Cool.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Coming down 3, 2.
Welcome back for another week of the Working Fans Podcast. This is AJ. I'm the former wrestler. We've got Dave, the ultimate fan, here with us. As we do every week, our producer Joe likes to make us sound good and makes us look way more professional than we actually are. As always, you can find us on Twitter, that's @FansWorking, Facebook, Working Fans Pod. We've got email where you can reach out to us and please contact us to let us know what you think of the podcast and for any ideas that you might have. That's workingfanswrestlingpod@gmail.com. We're on Instagram where you can keep up with us at workingfanswrestling_pod. And then you can now listen to us on all major platforms, including Anchor.fm. We're on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Apple Podcasts, and you can actually check us out on YouTube. Now, it's important when you go onto the Apple Podcasts and YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give us a rating, let us know what you think so you can help us out and we can continue to do what we love and bring you guys in as fans.
This is the new NWA World Must-See Television Champion, Outlandish Zicky Dice, and you're listening to the Working Fans Podcast.
All right, everybody, it's the Working Fans Podcast. Dave's here, and we got current NWA television champion, the outlandish one, Zicky Dice. Ziggy, how are you, my man?
I'm terrible. I'm not even going to respond to that intro because my new name, this is what I'm going by from here on out. So I'm going to say it here loud and clear so everyone hears it right the first time so there's never any mistake. It is the new NWA World, quotation mark, must-see TV champion, outlandish Zicky Dice. And I'm doing well. I'm doing much better now. You see, I already feel better. You know what? It is day 7. I am on day 7 of my television reign. And I haven't done anything. I've been sipping on some drinks, hanging out with some flamingos. I got umbrellas in the cup. I got the championship helping me with my tan. Life is great.
Goddamn, man, you're making me feel better. I love it. I love it.
But it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, man, thank you. That was awesome. First thing I'm going to ask you about, because I did some research on you, and I was curious. You got yourself a band, too. How did that come about? Tell us about the band.
Oh, man. Well, what came first, the chicken or the egg, right? I've been singing in the band, since I had 2 dreams when I was sitting in school, not paying attention, daydreaming about everything else. And that was music and wrestling. I wrestled from ages, I think, 5 until my sophomore year in high school. My pops had passed away then, and that was kind of our thing, wrestling, that is. So I kind of just got numb to life and over everything else. And from there, I found punk rock and hardcore and music and started some local bands and in high school and played all the way through. And then after getting out of high school, I kind of stole members from different bands and made the almighty Heart to Heart. And we've been playing, I think, since, you could say about 2007-ish. But 2009, I think, is what we say is when our first release was. Yeah, ever since about 5 years ago, my band was on a Warped Tour. We played with bands like The Story So Far, For You're Strong, Comeback Kids, Census Fail. We did the damn thing. And it's funny because music is what led me to wrestling. I was acting kind of heelish on stage at a show in Nashville, and the tour manager, John James Ryan, at the time was like, "Hey, I got to talk to you at the end of the night." And I was like, "Oh, man, I thought we were in trouble getting kicked off the tour." He's like, "Listen, I think you need to become a professional wrestler." He's like, I think you would be so successful in this business, I think you should go and do it. So I did. I moved to, went home, finished that tour. I moved to Moline, Illinois, where I then started training in the 3rd class of the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy under Crotch, Merrick Brave, and Seth Rollins. And that decision, that whole story happened 5 years ago. So we took a little hiatus, if you will, and I put my time and energy into becoming Zicky Dice. And since I've been rocking and rolling, I was like, hey, you know what? I want to do another record. So we just released a record this past Valentine's Day. Heart to Heart's Heartbreaker is out now everywhere you stream and listen to music on In Vogue Records. So I'm just living the lavish life.
Yeah, you really are, man. This is great stuff. And what about this? It's kind of crazy, right? So you're a pro wrestler. You're working for the NWA. You're the World Television Champion, and the guy who owns that right now is the lead singer of the Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, it's insane. I was my birthday this past September. We went and saw, my boss gave me Smashing Pumpkins tickets. And we went and saw the Smashing Pumpkins, and if you would have told me that night that just in 2 months' time I'd be working for him, I probably would have told you to fly a kite.
Being a champion for him.
I don't even know if Billy knows I'm in a band, to be honest with you.
Oh,
he might.
Wow.
That's funny. Well, you're like the seven. We've been interviewing a lot of NWA guys, so if we have our way, we're gonna get that fucking out there. we wanna pump this up, man. You got a lot of stuff going on. It's super cool.
Nice, yeah. I mean, there's some good stuff coming up with the NWA. You know, we got some more Circle Squared coming up here with some more drops and match announcements for the Crockett Cup coming up April 19th in Atlanta. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah,
I'm trying to find right now.
Maybe you'll get a partner.
Yeah, maybe I do need a partner. And I was thinking about that. I was thinking about cloning myself just to ensure that I win the tournament. I think if I clone myself, I mean, come on now.
I think it's a goddamn shoe-in, man. You got this.
I think you're right.
Another interesting little tidbit. You ended up with a little thing I caught on your Twitter on Adult Swim one time.
Yes, I was on a dating show on Adult Swim. The show was called, Digikiss. That poor gal that I was on that date with.
Yeah, it looked interesting.
Yeah, she had no idea. It was great. I had my fiance walk into the room and all pissed off on the episode. She's like, "Who the hell are you talking to?" I was like, "Oh, my cousin." And the girl on the date phone, she's like, "What is going on?"
That's hilarious.
It was a super fun episode. I set the whole thing up, dude. I had trapped throughout that whole episode. It was a lot of fun.
Actually,
I was supposed to be. Here's a funny story for you. I posted this on Twitter too. I was supposed to be on the Maury Povich show this past Friday. Did you know that?
No. Tell us about that.
They wanted to fly me out. They called me while I'm here chilling, and they said, "What are you doing Friday?" First, they had called me the week of Hard Times. And they wanted me in Connecticut to go film Maury that week, and I told them I was busy and I couldn't cancel what I had going on. And then this past last week, I had gotten a call from them again. They were trying to fly me out on Friday. So I have these kids. I guess they wrestle in some stupid tag team called 4 Minutes of Heat, and they think that they're claiming that I am their dad, and they've followed me around to shows and they've harassed me, and they have these poor excuse for a mullet and just try to act and be like me, and I'm like, you know what, you guys are not my kids. I keep talking about some woman Nancy in Nashville that I crossed paths with.
This is the greatest story.
Oh no, this is all real. This is real. You think I'm sitting here drinking my coffee, relaxing? This is 100% real. This
you can't make that up.
And no. And I called, and she's like, "So what makes you think they're your kids?" The producer on the phone, I was like, "I don't know. They kind of follow me, and I've seen them in Washington, Oregon, and California." And so she called them. I don't know what happened. I think they had a show, so that's why it didn't work. So I'm still waiting to get to the bottom of this. And Maury, if you're listening, we need you to help us figure this shit out.
Damn right. This is already a bunch of firsts in our show.
Do you have a "You're Not the Father" dance prepared?
Well, they came to a show and they brought me a DNA test. And I grabbed and I hit the one, the more dumber one in the head with it, and I just started fighting the both of them. That's also a true story.
Oh my god, that's great. After that, but do you or your fiance have a dog named Ric Flair? Did I read that right?
I do have a dog named Ric Flair.
That's fucking awesome.
Ric Flair, the nature pup. I got Ric Flair. Ric Flair is almost 5.5.
Nice.
I got him right before moving to Black and Brave at 8 weeks old, so he's been my tag team partner ever since. It's been me and Flair on this whole wrestling journey. It's funny, when I won the title, I was talking to him about it, straight up. It was just me and him. I was like, who would have thought, dude? Who would have thought, It was me and him, moved across country together, and we did the damn thing. And honestly, if it wasn't for my dog, Ric Flair, I don't know where in the hell I'd be, because he's gotten me through some hard times.
Dude, I thought, and this is the truth, when the TV title tournament came out, I thought, you'd be a perfect TV champion, because most great TV champions are good heels. Anderson, Blanchard. How's it feel to be in that company?
It's unreal. I think now that it's been 7 days, it's been a little easier to process because we film a whole season in a weekend. So I've had to keep this under wraps for about 6 weeks now. So you think that I'd have plenty of time to wrap my brain around it, but it's and then you see the episode air and all that goes down, and my phone literally exploded. And that's my red old Ringer phone. I don't have a cell phone right now. I'm actually talking to you out of my fax machine. But it exploded. Yeah, I've got carrier signals. I got a few pigeon messages, some smoke signals. Definitely some smoke signals around. Yeah, it's been a crazy time, and I look forward to being. And here's the thing. Yeah, man, I haven't even had to cheat yet. I haven't even had to cheat yet. Who knows what I'll do? Maybe I will. Maybe here's an idea. Maybe I'll set up 7 victories on the first season. The next season, episode 1, 7 victories in a row. Maybe I'll go around the world and find what I think are the world's best top competitors, and I will just to prove how great of a fighting champion I really am. I will defend the title 7 times in one night. You
know what? I just saw a documentary on George Foreman beat 5 heavyweights in one night as an exhibition. You could do 7. Fucking top it. Sorry, George.
Dude, easy.
Now, how wild is it that...
And then maybe I'll have to put 10 pounds of paint if I want to. Maybe as soon as I win that belt, I'll just dip it in pink paint and glitter and swing it around the world. How about that?
Now, how wild is it that your first championship is the NWA TV title?
Would you believe me if I told you I had a 5-foot picture of me hanging on the wall with me licking it right behind me as we speak right now?
I won't believe that after everything else.
I would definitely
it's awesome,
believe that.
and it's made me even more outlandish than ever. Now you know what I can do? You know what this power does? I can walk into anyone's house, grab the remote, and change the channel to whatever I want. That's one of the perks of being television champion. I control the TVs.
You're running the show. You know what? Funny you're talking about. Okay, so the outlandish, you got the crazy hair and everything and the tights. I was telling Joe one time, we were watching you, and Joe said I was looking too close, but whatever, fuck Joe. I said, I think that's poop on his tights, like a smiling poop thing. And go ahead. I love it.
So it's my beard, but my tongue comes down all the way down Main Street. So it's my whole face. with the nose perfectly placed, the tongue perfectly placed. I mean, there's an art. They don't call me outlandish for nothing.
I guess I need to look closer.
You need to look closer at his ass.
Things I'm learning.
For me to do the split or sing the Village People on my back.
This is great. Now, one other tidbit about you I learned is you actually had quite an amateur background too, right? Freestyle, Greco-Roman, and Sambo?
Yeah, I wrestled in freestyle, Greco-Roman, folk style. I'm a 2-time national wrestling champion and freestyle, Greco-Roman, and I did a little Sambo there as well. Yeah, man, I was not to toot my own horn, but sophomore year, I think I only lost 1 or 2 matches my sophomore year before giving it up. So I always think of where I could have been or where I could have gone, but then again, here's the thing with wrestling. It's kind of a bummer to see. You go through high school, maybe you go to college and wrestle, and after that, what do? You either go into MMA or trying in the Olympic trials. I always thought it would be so badass to see actual wrestling duels, like a pro wrestling, if you will, right? So let's say you got Oklahoma City versus Dallas, Texas, and you got the old high school duels, right? You got the weights going all the way up. And I always thought that would be sick. I would watch that.
Yeah.
Anytime, I love Flow Wrestling. I love watching them on Instagram. Sometimes at the gym, they got some wrestling on. If there's wrestling on, it's got my attention. I miss the smell of the bleach and the mat. And I was the most disciplined. Me and my brother wrestled for this team called Guadalupe Wrestling. Now, it was a predominantly Mexican-American team. Me and my brother at the time were the only Italian. Well, we're Italian and Puerto Rican, but we stood out. Let me put it that way. And we would travel with this team. Now, this team was the most disciplined I've ever been in my life. It's funny. This is something I haven't talked about before. Oh. We were not allowed to talk to any other team. We had very strict punishment. There was times where we couldn't leave training until there was a bucket full of throw up. Our coach would have us running with crash bags to lose weight. It it was hell, man. And God forbid we talk to someone else, even our own parents. We weren't allowed to talk to our parents at tournaments. While all the other teams were sitting on the benches waiting for their matches, we were under the bleachers, either jump roping or jumping up and down, like the warm-up position, the whole entire time. If anyone talks to you, the whole team is punished.
Wow.
If you talk back, we were literally like wrestling soldiers. It was insane.
No wonder why you were so good. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, we put in the time and the work, and we had no choice. The story gets crazier. I mean, the coach is crazier. Anyone knows from my hometown knows that story.
Wow.
A lot of shady shit I saw at a young age, too. I remember there was one wrestling tournament, like, the coach, like, so shitty, man. He had one of the lighter guys weigh in for one of the guys at, like, state championships, like, basically register as him, to kind of, like, cheat the tournament. And I'm, like, sitting there, like, 11 years old, like, what the hell's going on here, you know?
Yeah.
So that just kind of show, like, that's the wrestling camp I came out of. I've been a heel since day one, baby.
Shit. Now, do you follow MMA at all, too, or?
You know, I used to. Chuck Liddell is from where I lived and grew up. So I would see him walking around. I used to be a huge Chuck fan when Chuck was on top. That's more when I followed. And from after that, I kind of I don't know. I got busy. I don't watch any sports either. I hardly dude, my life is consumed by Zicky at the moment. I'm getting married this year, though.
Nice.
So planning a wedding in between. Beyonce says that Zicky is not allowed at the bachelor party or the wedding. So
Good move on her part.
yeah, trying to figure out that now.
All right.
Even if one of her girlfriends could come on the bachelor party, she's like, what do you think about mixing both of our bachelor parties together? I was like, oh, good grief.
So what do you got coming up?
Let's see. This weekend I am at Championship Wrestling from Arizona. There's a huge show. I wish I could talk about it right now. It's not announced yet, but you will never believe where I'm wrestling. Never. But when you see it, you're going to be like, yes, he would. So keep an eye out for that. I've got that coming up. I can't wait for that to be announced. I return to bar wrestling. I've got some more AAW in Chicago. I've got the Crockett Cup coming up, as well as some more NWA tapings. Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. The best way, let me put it this way, I live a crazy, outlandish life, and I can't even keep track. So if you want to attempt to do it with me, I've made it nice and simple for everybody. It's at Zicky Dice, ZICKYDICE on every piece of social media available. Follow that. I'm always posting shows as they come in and week of, and that's the best I've got.
Ziggy, you killed it. I hope we didn't kill much of your heel heat. I think you're a great guy. And
no, all good.
All good. All right, man. Thank you so much. And say hi to Ric Flair for me, man.
Oh, good, man. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one, bud.
All right, so that wraps us up for this week. Thank you again for listening to the Working Fans Podcast. So as always, you can find us on Twitter at FansWorking. Our Facebook page is Working Fans Wrestling Pod. We have email where you can reach out to us and let us know what you think also. That's workingfanswrestlingpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram, workingfanswrestling_pod. And then as always, please continue to listen to us on Anchor.fm, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, all your major platforms. If you're following us on Apple Podcasts, which we are also on now, and YouTube, please make sure you subscribe and give us a 5-star rating. It helps us bring you these podcasts where we get to talk to you and talk with you every week.